Hello, and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 376. I'm Laura, also known as Lola.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018.
It is. We took a week off. Yep. There was lots of stuff going on, so we hope you had a great holiday, both New Year's and Christmas if you celebrate.
Yep. And
we're back ready to roll. So
we actually have things to show you. It's amazing.
A lot of things. A good bit. Anyway. So would you like to go first, or would you? Okay. I'm going to go first. So I am knitting on the Snug Baby sweater. There we go. I had to think for a second.
It's a baby thing. That's all I can tell you.
So I got 3 skeins of Knit Picks Big O yarn over the summer. Well, right when Stash Dash started, because one of my coworkers wanted the mermaid outfit.
Yeah.
And it had to be blue and purple. And so I ordered 3 skeins extra because I wanted to start working, I wanted something that I could knit fast if I needed to, for a baby sweater. So I got a new ball winder, y'all, and I was playing with it, and we decided to wind some bulky, so I wound up a skein, and then I couldn't just let it sit there, so I started knitting with it. So this is the Snug Baby Sweater. It's actually knit, you start with a provisional cast on, and how I did my provisional cast on is I used one of my interchangeable sets, and I used Judy's Magic Cast On, and then just turned and started working in garter. That is my favorite way to do a provisional cast on, and really it's the only way that I can do a provisional cast on, because a lot of the other ones require crochet. So then you just knit garter for 2 inches, and then you put it uses afterthought sleeves, forethought sleeves.
Yeah.
So I put some stitches on holds for the sleeves, and then I just continue knitting down. These will be sleeves as well. So it will fold across this sleeve lines like this. And then I have to seam the shoulder seams right here and pick up and knit the sleeves. Everything's kind of in garter, which hopefully will make this super fast. And then I pick up these live stitches and pick up along the back neck and knit a hood. Or knit I guess it goes this way and then knits down to the hood and you pick up stitches. I don't know, I haven't read that far. It's a mystery. I do know that in people's comments, people are like, this is a lot of provisional cast-ons. So, but if I can use Judy's, I don't care.
Yeah.
I also just told Leslie that she needs to purchase all the same interchangeable sets as me so that I can steal her stuff while I'm over here. So these are on my Likey needles. I couldn't find my long tip 9s, otherwise I would have used them. I'm using my short tip 9s. I have no idea what project my long tip 9s are in. If you know, let me know. Because I feel like one of you will remember before I remember. I just used some cotton that was hanging out in my drawer that's beside my couch, because that's where you keep random bits of cotton.
Me too.
As you should. And I have a stitch marker to tell me which side is the right side. So that is going along swimmingly. I've used 110 yards almost. This is how much I have left of the first skein. It's weird because the pattern says it comes in all these different sizes. I think I got it for free before it became a paid for pattern, and it was in my Ravelry library, and she added sizes and made it a paid for pattern because I don't have all the sizes listed. I have one newborn to 6 month size. Yeah. I feel like that's what happened, but that's okay. I think I just have enough for the newborn size anyways. I think hoods take up a lot of yardage from what I hear. So the hood probably takes up just as much yardage as the sweater part did, and then another skein for the sleeves, and we'll call it a day.
So do you have enough?
Yeah, I have 3 skeins. Definitely have enough. It's 307. See, I don't know. I have the same yarn in a brown. So if I don't have enough, what I'll do is I'll pick up these stitches with the brown and knit a stripe for the hood that's brown, and then do the rest in the blue. I could also stripe the sleeves if I wanted. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I think I'll have enough, though.
I think you will.
So that is the first thing on my needles, and I only have one more row to go on that before I have to mattress stitch those sleeve things, whatever. And that is living in a fat squirrel bag.
Is this for someone or just for the bucket?
This is for the bucket.
Okay.
One of the house cup things is the color of water.
Oh, okay.
So there's also one that's the color of the sky. I feel like both of those would...
You could make either one of those be the same thing, yeah.
So, blue base. And there's another one that uses blues and turquoises. So, it was an easy project that would fulfill 3 different house cup. Like, I'll use it for one, but I can use it for one of those 3. So, that is the first thing. And then the second thing, I'm very disorganized because I have so much stuff, are some socks. So I've been working on, I kind of want to call these my Seahawks socks. They're going to go to live with my grandmother in Seattle because I think they're very Seahawks colors and she likes hand knit socks. This is a very late Christmas present. But I finished the first one. This is Aim to Misbehave colorway from
Turtle Pearl?
Turtle Pearl, thank you. I was like, that Canadian dyer, that's really cool. So these were knit on size 0s. There are 4 repeats. Yeah, 4 repeats of the yellow. So if I get like 1 repeat to the blue done every day, I could get these done in 4 days. And today I cast on in a work meeting because we are in, I have 2 days of like work meetings before we go back with kids. The kids come back Thursday. Today is Tuesday.
Cannot wait.
I can. So I had a 3-hour meeting today, and I got through the first yellow stripe, and I'm working on the second. And that is also living in a fat squirrel bag. That's in my pigeons. These came in individually wound, like mini.
Yeah, Turtle
balls.
Pearl. I want to say always does that. They're 2 separate skeins, so.
So I just looked to see which directionality it was going to match that, and I just started. So that is what I have. That is everything that I have on the needles. I also swatched for something. I swatched for a new blanket project I'm going to get started on. So my owl for this house cup is I'm going to spin a patchwork kit.
So can I pause you there for a second? Why did you swatch for a blanket?
Because I wanted to make sure the needle size that I was using didn't make it too dense.
Okay.
Also, you have to swatch
I was going
to
to ask, did you have to swatch?
But I also, this uses not a crochet. This uses an I-cord cast on up the sides and bind off. So I wanted to make sure that I could do that before I said, hey, I'm going to do this 1,500 yard blanket. Yeah. So I already spun almost 2 full patchwork kits. And that's 2 pounds. But I have another patchwork kit, and I'm going to spin that, and then I'm going to put most of them together, depending on like color families, and knit Lily's scrap blanket. I'm using size 6 needles. I think I like that density. Like, I thought about going up to 7s, but I think I like that, because it's not too loose.
I like that, but I think 7s would also be fine.
Yeah. And I get 4 inches exactly with this, so I'll repeat it 9 times, and then it'll give me 36 inches.
God, that's crazy fine spinning, though.
It's DK weight.
Yeah, but it's a 3-ply DK weight.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a 3-ply DK weight. I have some other ones. Anyway, so I'll do 9 repeats of this chevron pattern across. That'll give me 36 inches, and then I'm going to go till it's like 60 inches long.
So it's like a lap blanket.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah. And I wanted something that I could use hand spun for, so this is one of the little patchworkies. And these will all be connected, like it's all connected. This was just like my little swatch to make sure I like the pattern.
So that's just one motif, but it's that all the way across.
But it'll be that all the way across, 9 times. And then it's got this I-cord. I'll show you the right side, because there's a right and wrong side, even though it's garter. There's an I-cord at the top, the bind off at the bottom. So you do an I-cord for 200 and some stitches and then pick up out of the I-cord. And then on the side. And that's how I did a sweater before, too. Like the neckline of the top of a sweater. I did that way, and I really liked it. Anyway, So that is what is next on my needles, hopefully, as soon as my owl gets approved. It has not yet. So as soon as that happens, that will be going on the needles. That's it for me. Those 3 things. I feel like that's a lot, though. I don't know. I'm trying to not, like... I'm trying to work on an older, like, pre-January 2018 whip for 15 minutes every day. And then I'm also trying... That would be the socks. And then I'm also trying to work on some new stuff that I can count for House Cup.
Yeah. Have you... Did you already put this in favorite things, like your goals, your crafting goals?
I have not, but we can.
Yeah.
We can discuss that.
Let's talk about that next week.
Okay.
Because I sort of have some kind of arbitrarily in my head, but I haven't really thought consistently enough about it. So, alright, so the only thing that I'm actively working on right now is the Jord vest by Chelsea Berkompas. I swatched for it again out of, this is a different color. This is, Laura had the leftovers of the same exact yarn, just in a different color.
Yeah.
So I swatched and got the 2 stitches per inch
that you needed.
The pattern calls for.
What did you have to go up to?
17.
Okay.
The pattern calls for a 13.
Wow. That's a very large needle.
So
I'm looking at your large needles, I think.
Yeah.
So what needle did you end up choosing? Did you have to order one?
I did. I ordered the knit
I wish
kit.
you would have told me, because I have some.
did. This was Webb's.
I didn't know that's what you were ordering.
Nova Platina.
Oh, Platina.
Because they're reasonably priced. I think each set was like $10 or something. So I have gotten through 2 repeats of the lace, and I should show you what the pattern looks like. So these are all beauty shots of the pattern.
Ooh, that's really pretty.
So it's just a big lacy vest that's knit sideways. This is the name of it. Jord. I don't know what those 2 little dots are called. I'm sure that we'll have 10 people telling us. I am curious. I just can't remember what they're called. So I have knit...
Are they umlauts? No.
I feel like the umlaut is that little... No, that's the tilde. Maybe they are umlauts. Sorry, I'm Googling. Yes, it is. It's an umlaut. Umlaut. Anyway.
There you go.
But yes, I am knitting this on 17s, which is really awkward. Like with sock knitting and stuff, you get in a flow where you're not, I get in a flow where I don't really have to look at what I'm doing, assuming it's not an intricate pattern.
But you're also knitting lace.
Yeah, well, but these needles are so big that it takes so much more to hold on to them that it's hard to get into a rhythm.
You're also about to take out my eye, my friend.
So anyway, I've got about 2.5 repeats done.
Would you like to try some wooden ones instead?
No.
Okay.
I like them. I mean, it's not the size, or it's not the material, it's just how big they are. So I think there's like 6 repeats of the pattern across, and I don't really have anything.
How many skeins do you have?
I have 6 skeins. So
that's
it's
turbine?
Harrisville turbine. And this is their water spun, I think. It's very feltable, which is good for joining, because I've just been doing spit splices.
Oh.
So I won't have to weave in any ends except the beginning and the end.
There you go. Yeah, because I would totally, it's plied, so I would split those plies when you go to weave them in.
And I make them real fuzzy, and then get a couple of drops of water on each, and then I overlay them in my hand and just rub them together.
But when you go to like weave this in, I would actually divide that.
Then weave it in different directions. Yeah, because it's so bulky, it'll stick out if you just weave it in.
Truth.
So, I've this is almost an entire ball. I've gotten 2 or 3 rows out of it. But yeah, so this is the only thing that I'm actively knitting on right now. And I just started it yesterday. It was my New Year's cast on.
Cool.
That's all. I don't really have anything interesting to say about it.
I like the depth of color on that because it's brown, but it does have like
the hints of blue and yellow.
Yeah, and yellow in it.
So we'll have to see if the camera can pick that up, but a little bit.
Maybe.
I've got to fix our lighting situation because the lights are mostly above us, but we need to have some back there and then one that reflects off behind us to do depth, and it's just, it takes time away from crafting, and I'm lazy.
The fact that you know that is amazing, because I would
looked
not.
it up. I can look stuff up when I'm sitting on my computer. So
I'm so glad that you've got that going for you.
Anyway, yeah, so that's all that I'm working on right now, but I do have a couple of finished objects I can talk about real quick.
Do it.
So, the Shisui shrug is finished. I don't know, I guess I thought in my head that once I finished it, I would be sort of like the cool, trendy hipster that can wear speckles, and
I think it looks great on you.
You know, not be self-conscious about it, but I am a little self-conscious. It's super comfy to wear around the house, like it's absolutely perfect. And I have been wearing it around the house.
I would wear that out in a heartbeat.
Although I didn't weave in ends until today. So I've been walking around with like the ends waving in the wind.
Stash dash finishing.
Yeah, so I did finish it. This is knit out of 2 Leading Men Fiber Arts colorways.
Did you block it?
No.
Okay.
I haven't yet. Excuse me. The colorways are Minty Fresh, that's the green, and then the speckle is the Great Sweater Debate, which is a Laura and Leslie inspired colorway, which is always pretty cool. I did not do super long sleeves, but I did add a little bit of length. And so it's short on the sides and then longer in the back and in the front. I had Laura take a picture.
The mullet of sweaters.
We did have to be very creative to take a picture that isn't filled with crap in the background because even though this room may look relatively neat by the framing of this shot, it is not.
But that was one of the things that you wanted to work on.
This week. I have off this week, so that's the goal. Is to spend.
You can come sit at my house and watch the pipes not explode.
As
I volunteer her for stuff, my pipes are frozen.
I want to spend at least 4 hours a day in this room, whether it's sewing or cleaning or organizing.
I think that's a great plan for this week.
So that's
how are you going to track that 4 hours? Just by being here?
Yeah, I don't know, by being sort present. Of mentally keeping track of it. But, yeah, so this is finished. It fits really great. It's loose and comfortable. And it will be at the tasting room in SSK this year.
Awesome. Look at you finishing things.
Yes. So, I've added this sweater. And I've added another sweater.
Because you're amazing.
So...
And Gwen knit you a sweater this week, too.
Yes.
So you have 3 new sweaters, and I have 0.
Goose
I have
egg.
nothing. I've knit nothing for me. Oh no, I knit a pair of socks for me.
I'm a selfish knitter. Oh, this isn't totally done because I wanted to do a fake seam up the side, but anyway, I'll show you anyway. So when I picked, this is my So Faded, but I did it in stripes instead of fades. Clearly, you can see that. When I picked it back up, I want to say about a week ago, I was right there. I kept the little marker on. I was about 7 inches from the underarm. So I knit another 7 inches and then switched to do the solid. If I could go back, I probably would have switched to the solid about 1.5 inches sooner because it cuts me in a weird place. But I'm not going to.
I think it cuts you right at your natural waist. I'm gonna look at the picture right now. Laura did take pictures, and I'll put them up on the screen when we're talking about this.
through the magic of technology.
Through the magic of... No, I think it cuts you... it is a little bit lower than your natural voice.
I wish that I had done it a little higher, but also, I'm not going to reknit it.
So I wonder if it's going to block so that you get a little bit of length at the bottom.
Yeah, I haven't blocked it yet because I just finished it last night. I did discover that along with alternating skeins for hand-dyed yarn, I really detest juggling 3 separate skeins and doing a sleeve where you're constantly turning.
And I wouldn't know that is 3 separate skeins unless you had told me, because I think that your 2 variegates...
Yeah, they're very close. And we talked about that before.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be in the same color family, but they're actually too similar to really notice the difference. And there is one...
You can when you're up close.
One section at the top where I did the same color 2 rows in a row.
But because they're so similar, you can't even tell.
So I did short sleeves. I did a little bit of ribbing. It's right at elbow length for me, which is ideal because I actually run really hot. So the way that I would wear this is with a long sleeve shirt underneath it, and then this over the top. This is knit out of, the red is Jill Draper Makes Stuff in the Aesopus space in the cerise colorway, and then the 2 variegates are Northbound Knitting in, I want to say like turquoise or something.
Teal something.
I can't remember the name of the color. And then the other one is Old Rusted Chair in the Kind of Magic colorway, which is a Tennessee local dyer.
Yeah, she's Nashville.
So I did a little bit of ribbing around the neck, and then about 2 inches of ribbing on the bottom, and I'm happy with it. It's a little more snug than I would have liked, but
I think it'll grow a little bit when you block it though, because it's all superwash.
I tend to prefer things baggy, so that's part of it. But I mean, I'll definitely wear it.
Let's say you like more ease.
Yeah. And I think I'll probably knit more sweaters this way, like this sleeve length, in this general description. So I like it. It turned out well, I think.
Cool.
It is too warm up here to wear it because there's a vent right there that is blowing heat directly onto me.
I kind of wish that vent was at my house.
I wish that I could turn it and make it blow on Laura. But yeah, so 2 sweaters done this week.
That's amazing.
Probably never going to happen again, except maybe during Stash Dash.
That's true. You have a bunch more sweaters on the needles, though, right?
I don't think I have any other sweaters.
You don't have any
needles.
Hibernating? Like deep hibernation?
Mm-mm.
You're amazing.
The striped one was the deepest hibernation. It was since like October, I think, that I touched it.
Wow.
So,
I have a lot of deep hibernation.
I know. I feel like we need an episode of you going through your deep hibernation stuff. We can talk about what went wrong, or why you fell out of love, or what took precedence, or
there you go,
whatever. Anyway, so you have some finished objects.
I do. I have a few Christmas presents that need to leave, so it's good for them to be finished. And I also have my last DVD socks. So we'll start with this. These are
they turned out pretty.
These are our Grimm by Desert Vista Dye. Like the colorway's Grimm by Desert Vista Dye Works. The pattern is Wendy Johnson toe-up socks with gusset. I really like the colors, especially. I love that pattern. It's one of my favorites. I did not care for knitting the black though.
I feel like that cream
it was super dark.
Off a little bit in the depth of color or something with the rest of the colors.
I like it because it's the neutral. Like that and the black are the neutral. It also has, it's more of a variegated. I don't know. Can y'all see that it's like got a pink variegation?
I do really like that color combo though.
Yeah. So I think it's prettier in real life than it's showing up at the screen because that red is much more vibrant in real life.
Yeah.
It's like a burgundy, so it goes like a peach, well, like
a latte, like a
latte, and then a sky blue to a black to like a cranberry to like a peach.
Yeah.
Peach.
Like a tangerine almost.
Yeah. So it's an interesting, it's not one that I would normally pick up, but I think it came out really well. So that is my first finished object, and that means I completed all 12 months.
And you get a free skein.
And I get
like
a free skein of a special
right?
colorway, so that's kind of cool.
It's awesome.
I also finished, these are some mitts by, I almost said Ysolda, and they are not by Ysolda.
Martina.
They are by Martina. And they are,
Martina Bame.
Yeah, they are,
Tough and Toasty or something?
Yeah, Tough and Toasty. I'm looking at the show notes and they're not scrolled down enough. So originally, let me flip these down. So originally when I knit these, they ended at this point. So that we're going to pretend like this piece of fabric wasn't there. So I did not care for that. So I picked up stitches along the top and added like another 2 inches. So now I feel like they are actually wearable for me.
Yeah.
Versus how they were before. And these are for me because I kind of feel like if I sent them to my grandmother, she wouldn't know how to put them on. Because they're kind of weird looking shape-wise.
Yeah, they're a little like modern geometric.
Yeah, which I love, especially on. So, and I also have a hat that matches these. So I think these will be a good one for me. I have a little bit more of the handspun left. I might pick up and do a little bit on the thumbs. I don't know. I'm okay with free thumbs, I think. It allows me to text. So, yeah, and they were a little bit loose at the top too. You can kind of see how the fabric's pulling a little bit. So, adding that extra 2 inches really helped with that. Changes that I made. On this one, I did her increases as specified, but it kind of left, because it was happening between 2 stitches, it left a larger line that almost looks like yarn overs. On this one, I think I just did knit and front back. So I like the line of that a little bit better. Those were the main, that and the adding of the tops were the main modifications that I made. This is out of some Hello Yarn hand spun that I spun ages ago and knit a hat out of Lee Meredith hat last year. So these will go with that. And I just have a wee bit left. I also knit an Ice River hat. So, sorry, I have dog fur going everywhere. Because that is my life. So this is out of Lorna's Laces Cloudgate. It is a hat pattern by Helen Stewart. It's got like a cool lace motif. I think it looks better on other people besides me. So you can kind of see this is the Christmas at Downton colorway by Lorna's Laces. And like I said, it's in their Cloudgate, which I really, really like. It's a superwash wool and nylon blend with a high nylon content for a bulky. So, and I like the way it blocked for sure. I'm going to add a faux fur pom-pom at the top. And then this is going to go to my grandmother. It's very her colors, and my mom thinks her coat is navy. So I think that will be a good choice.
She's got enough of that navy to pull the color out.
Yeah. So that is a nice quick knit. I really like that pattern. That was one of her Advent patterns a couple of years ago. And every year I get her Advent calendar because there's always something in there that I knit like right away.
Yeah, there's 2 patterns in there that I want to knit from this past year.
I like the Sugar Plum Fairies cowl a whole lot. And then my last finished objects, I still need to weave in ends and sew on buttons. These are the Marshmallow Mitts by Tin Can Knits. I finished these yesterday, but it does have like 4 ends that I need to weave in on each one. So I might do that tonight a little bit. But I have to pick out buttons. So
there is hand spun, right?
They are hand spun. They're out of Knit Spin Farms, a bat that I got from Joanna, and then I 3-plied it. So it's woolen spun 3-ply. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I tend to not do woolen spun 3-plies because it knocks the air out, but I did in this case. And there's a buttonhole right there. And on this one, it is. Should also be right there.
So do you already have buttons in mind?
Do not have buttons in mind. Yeah, it's right there. So this one needs to actually get folded down a little bit more. There we go. If I was to knit them again, I might do like an extra 2 rows and give that flap a little bit more. Or add a little bit more height here. I don't know. I like them though. They're cute. They're a present for someone else. So I think I'm going to do like a natural wooden button
Yeah.
I'm going to look through the stash first and see what I have in the stash. And then they are super squishy, though. Feel how squishy.
Oh, yeah.
As much as I hate garter stitching the round.
Yeah.
It makes a nice squishy fabric. They're not for you. Sorry.
That's okay. I don't think you get me enough presents.
I don't. Your husband doesn't get me enough presents. Leslie's husband. So there's a box arrived at my house today. And it's like, careful, heavy load. And it's got this guy like struggling to lift it on a sticker. And I was like, I didn't order anything that's heavy. What is this? And so I carry drag it into the house, as you do. And I open it, and it's individually boxes of Cadbury, like individually wrapped boxes of Cadbury eggs.
Cases.
And by boxes, I mean cases. Yeah. So 48 per box. And I think he got me 6. And then he got me Cadbury chocolate butter. Whatever. It's like cookie butter.
Like peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah, but chocolate,
dessert,
milk chocolate. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. I got 2 of those. And then I got the mini eggs as well.
I think what's happened is Michael really misses sugar.
Michael's on a diet.
A keto diet. And
he wants to ruin it for everyone else as well.
Yeah, like one of his, I don't know, weird quirks is that when somebody really, really likes a food or a snack, he likes to
try to ruin it.
Try to make them hate it.
So
by
he did
giving
this before.
Them a lot of it.
So he gave me 2 cases before
like
for my birthday one year, and I just took them to Loopy U Spring Fling and gave them to people. Like, I ate a bunch, but I gave a lot away. And that is what's going to happen this year, too. Like,
kids are going to be hopped up on sugar.
My kids are going to be so hopped up on sugar. Like, good chocolate, too. So this will be an experience for everyone. But I have no idea what I'm going to do with the chocolate, like, peanut butter stuff. It doesn't have peanut butter in it.
There's probably a recipe online. On Pinterest.
There better be a bunch of recipes. Also, I'd have to do my dishes over at your house.
This is true.
So I have no hot water.
Or dishwasher.
Because Lowe's and I had a failure to communicate.
Your nemesis.
They are right now. So, I was supposed to have a dishwasher 2 weeks ago. I ordered it before.
Like, beginning of December.
No, November. It was November 27th.
Oh, okay.
So I ordered it November 27th, and they told me it would be there by December 19th, I think was that Tuesday. So it was Monday, and I was like, I haven't heard from these people. I'm going to give them a holla. And I called, and the guy who answered the phone in deliveries told me it was on the truck coming to the store that night, and that it wouldn't be there in time for the next day. But could I reschedule my delivery? So I did. I rescheduled it for the following Wednesday, so for a week plus a day later. And I came home from my parents' house early so that I could uninstall my old dishwasher, because that was part of the deal. The old one had to be uninstalled so that they could pick it up before the new one came. And so I come back from Knoxville and I uninstall the old dishwasher, which is like a Three Stooges skit with me, my dog, and my cats.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that there's no
and water going
CCTV
everywhere.
in
Like,
house.
So the water was turned off and the electric was turned off, because I can read directions online that tell me to do that so that my house doesn't burn down. And there was still water in the tubes, because apparently that's a thing that happens. And it went everywhere, which is an interesting, like, Three Stooges type of moment. And then I finally got it uninstalled and dragged to my front porch, and I'm waiting for the delivery, and it's 9 o'clock, and it was supposed to be, the window opened at 8, and I hadn't heard, like, usually they call you ahead of time. Also, I uninstalled this dishwasher at, like, 6 a.m., because I was, like, super paranoid that they were going to show up early, and it wasn't going to be uninstalled, whatever. So I take it to my front porch, which, again, Pearl's like, what's this game? We drag stuff behind us, and there's hoses and crap attached to it. This is awesome. And there's, like, a stream of water still coming out. And so, I don't know how I make it some days. And so I get on the front porch, and I call them because they're late, because now it's 9 o'clock, and it's been on the front porch for a while. And they're like, so your dishwasher is still in Japan.
I don't think we're going to make it today.
And I am one of those people, when I get super upset, I start crying.
Yeah.
Like super mad, I start crying because that
which only infuriates you more.
Oh yeah,
I can understand this because I do the same thing.
So that was super fun. So I get in my car and I drive up to Lowe's and I talk to the customer service person and she was just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll let the manager know. Bye." And I was like, no, I'll let the manager know. I actually caught myself walking to my car and I was like, this is ridiculous. They flat out lied to me. So now, what they tried to do first was, I know y'all don't care about my dishwasher.
She needs to vent. It makes her feel better.
I am that person. So the manager was super nice and he's like, hey, maybe my install team can come back to your house and reinstall your old dishwasher. And then he called them and they were booked for 2 weeks straight. So they could not. And I was like, well, here's the deal. My friend's husband took off work for this and now it's not going to happen. Because Michael was off work and he was going to come install the dishwasher. I'm not saying that I am the only reason why he took off work, but...
He was off work
that day. And now he won't be available because he'll be working when the new delivery date is because, it's 3 weeks away. Because my dishwasher's still in Japan. So, and they did offer to give me a different dishwasher. Like, I could do the same price. But I want my dishwasher because I researched it. If you remember the dishwasher saga from before, I researched this sucker for like 4 weeks until I got the one that I wanted. So, I don't have a dishwasher. I'm going to hand wash dishes for 2+ more weeks when I have hot water, which I don't right now.
Because it's in the single digits here in Mississippi.
It's 9 degrees in Mississippi. It was below 0 with wind chill today.
And that is very unusual for us. Even in winter, it usually doesn't get and stay
below
that
20.
cold.
Yeah. And so houses in Mississippi are not built to accommodate that. Right. So most pipes, like up north, they might be buried 3 feet if they run through the ground. Mm-hmm. In Mississippi, they're buried like 6 inches.
Yeah, and in other places where pipes are exposed, a lot of times they have extra insulation, and that's not the case here.
Mine do, because my mom added it, but they still froze. Which makes me a little bit sad.
Well, they're copper. They conduct... Wait, no. Yours are PVC.
No, mine are copper.
Oh, okay. So they conduct heat and cold much faster than PVC does.
So that was a discussion that your husband and I had.
Okay.
Because he thought because my house was built in 2000 that it would only have PVC, but it still has copper. It's a mystery. So I have frozen pipes. So I'm going to shower at Leslie's house tonight so that I am clean and green for tomorrow.
I told Michael that, and he's like, so I should turn off the cameras? I'm like...
Thanks, Michael. Oh, way to take that to a skeevy level. So anyway, Leslie's loaning me some hot water.
It's the least I can do.
So I can get through. So I'm not smelly at work tomorrow. This morning, I got a trickle of cold water, so I stood under it and, like, shampooed my hair real fast, and then I couldn't get it to rinse. So I had, like, a trickle.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I still have shampoo in my hair from this morning.
You can wash it out in our...
Yeah, there we go.
Our shower.
Anyway, the saga of Laura is over.
That's our episode title.
But... You haven't been spending... Oh my gosh, I still have more stuff to talk about.
Know.
Jeez. Okay.
We did decide I should spend one braid a month because...
Yes.
I need to.
Because we're in a fiber club. Also, I joined another fiber club today.
I saw that.
Because it's all... Oh, what is her name?
Harry Potter theme.
Yeah, so this
Something
is...
B.
So, but it's someone else's fault. Because it was really pretty on Instagram. And she's spinning one of her things on Instagram. I'm trying to pull it up for y'all. And it's really, really pretty. And I was like, it's called like Troll in the Lavatory. And I was like, that is a Harry Potter reference! So I had to go look. And she's got a Harry Potter club where she does a different braid of fiber. All I'm getting are like things about how awesome your husband is. I can't find it now. Anyway. It is through Bumblebee Acres Farm Fiber. So thank you, whoever posted that earlier.
I'll look that up while you're...
And I was excited. So it's just for 1 month. It's not like a reoccurring payment. I'm just trying it for 1 month. And it was like $27 with shipping for the 1 month. So we can give it a holler. But we're also in Joanna Springs Bat Club because she's amazing.
I will always... Ooh, she's got a cool Stranger Things.
She's got a Stranger Things colorway that's really pretty. She also does a yarn club and a bat club.
Oh, and Rolex.
And Rolex,
reasonably
but not
placed
Rolex.
Rolex.
So, I don't know how much fiber is in the Rolex.
So I'm just going to add Bumblebee Acres to our show notes, which are always found on the TheKnitGirlls 3ls.com.
Okay, so I spun some stuff. I finished the Breathless Air Rambouillet from Hello Yarn, and we're totally going to get Leslie back into spinning. So, I don't know. I'm not super happy with it. It's not as consistent as I would like to do for a Patreon prize. So if you won this last time, let me know. If it's not to your taste, then I will keep it and I will spin you something else. It is 150.
I think she's ridiculous and it's fluffy and lovely, but
yeah, but it's not perfect in that. I'm not saying that it has to be perfect because it's definitely hand spun, but it's not as consistent of hand spun as I would like. The pline's pretty consistent, but the actual spinning, when I try to spin thick, I tend to do like a short forward draft, and shove it up the orifice like Maggie Casey says, but sometimes it is a little bit thicker and a little bit thinner.
I wonder if Maggie Casey knows how funny she is.
I think she does.
And I mean that in
she is pretty amazing.
A non-snarky way. Maggie Casey is absolutely lovely.
She's awesome. So that was the first thing that I spun.
And she's also a spinning teacher, if you have no idea who we're talking about.
Emptied off some bobbins, so these were all different bobbins. Pretty. Would you like it? It's just bits and bobs.
It's cute. You should keep it for your blanket.
No.
Oh, that's an owl.
Also, no. Some of it's 2-ply. There's like that Tinkerbell's Unmentionables is in there for a bit. This is Dana of Own Wines fiber. This is some Hello Yarn. It's just like when I had 20 yards on a bobbin, I just left it.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to get those bobbins clear for the new year. So I just spun it all into it, and I was too lazy to like wind off, just keep that colorway by itself. So if I need one of these extras, I can just cut it and get to it that way. It was like a whole whopping 40 yards of things off the bobbins, but it counts. And then I have little 100-yard skeins. These are from patchwork kits. I don't know that they're going to go in my patchwork kit because they don't really go with the rest of the colors.
I like them.
But these are like 100 yards each of patchwork kits. This was from my second patchwork kit that I'm finishing up. And when Leslie gets the wheel reviews up, one of these was spun on the Lundrum and the wheel review, and the other was spun on the Ladybug. I still have a bit of one on the Sidekick to finish up. So yeah, just bits and bobs from my patchwork kit. My second patchwork kit. Second of 4. They're amazing.
I'm not questioning you. You spin beautifully.
I'm going to have all the blankets. Hey, some really cool people use the Opal Advent stuff to knit boxies. Like V-neck boxies. And they look amazing. So I think a patchwork kit would work for that as well.
Cool.
So I thought that was really interesting. Anyway, that's it for me. For real. Leslie's going to talk for a while, and I'm going to drink my soda.
So, with us being off for 2 weeks, I've read a lot of random crap that's really not worth mentioning. But, usually on the 1st or New Year's Eve, I reread this cheesy old book called A Knight in Shining Armor.
By Jude Devereaux. That's
First
not the
romance
blind
book I ever read.
That's not the blind one. There's one like Castle in the Air or Castle in the Candle that's the main character is a knight and he's blind.
Yeah, no, that's not this one. But
man, I had all those books growing up.
See, that was the first romance book I ever read, and I took it off of my friend Alicia's family bookshelf.
Aww. I think you owe them a new one.
Yeah, no, I mean I gave it back, but I mean that's where I found it.
Yeah.
But I didn't this year. I decided instead to reread Alana Andrews' Innkeeper series.
That's a good one.
I love it so much.
There's a fourth one coming out.
Yeah, the third one.
Soon.
I'm on the third one now.
The third one's my favorite, I think.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's like the whole alien situation is sad, but it's good. It's really well written. And
so the Innkeeper series, the premise is
that Earth is sort of a waypoint for a lot of other
alien cultures,
and on Earth there are these things called inns, like bed and breakfasts, but it's for different alien cultures, and the rest of the world doesn't know about extraterrestrial life. Only the innkeeper does, the person that runs the inn, and she and the inn have a symbiotic relationship, and so they sort of share a magic, which allows them to do a lot of cool stuff, like reshape rooms in order to fit the particular
needs
alien,
of a guest.
right?
Yeah.
But what I really, really love about this book and Alana's books in general is that she can take on describing all these different aliens and their body shapes and their culture and their beliefs without coming from a viewpoint of any kind, just factually, just without judgment.
Yeah, there's very little judgment.
When there is judgment, it's on behavior and not, this is a weird alien creature with feathers that's 10 feet tall, right? It's not an appearance-based judgment.
There's no, weird used.
Right. But also, I freaking love Alana Andrews, and I wish that she would publish a book she and her
published
husband.
3 this year, which is a lot when you think about it.
I know. I love her so much that I wish she would write more.
She's going to have at least this new Innkeeper, and then the last in the Kate Daniels is coming out this year. Yeah. In May, I think. May, March, something like that. I have it pre-ordered.
So I've been rereading that, and then I'm still re-listening to the Way of Kings series, the Stormlight Archive, sorry. It's a 10-book series by Brandon Sanderson. Each book is 45 hours long.
That's insane.
Only 3 of them are out right now, but there's a short one between 2 and 3, which is 5 hours long, I think, that I haven't read or listened to before. So I'm on 2. I'm almost at the end of it. I've got 10 hours left.
That would be a good way of timing how much time you spend up here, is use your Audible app because it's got that timer on it, right?
That's true. So I'm re-listening to it. It is very meaty, but it's good and very, engrossing. So that's what I've been reading and listening to mostly.
I finished listening to the new Janet Ivanovich, which is 24, I think. There are zombies. I feel like, I keep saying I'm about done with those books. There's no character development. The characters are stereotypes of themselves.
Cardboard cut out.
Yeah, which makes them very funny in some aspects, but at the same time, if Stephanie Plum was to die in the book tomorrow, I'd be like, meh.
Is that a main character?
Yeah, that is the main character. The main character of the whole thing. It surrounds her as a bounty hunter. So basically she rolls around and picks up random criminals in Trenton, New Jersey, which always have a backstory.
Because that's where criminals hang out.
Yeah, well, as you do. And she's got 3 love interests in this book.
Oh, wow.
Which one of them keeps buying her cars, Mercedes cars, because she keeps blowing them up or hitting outhouses with them. And
are they no longer usable once they've hit an outhouse?
No, that's done. Also, she picked up some roadkill to feed a 50-foot boa constrictor, and it exploded in her car because she left it in the hot sun.
Not the boa constrictor, the roadkill.
The roadkill. And so that also killed a car.
Also, I feel like a 50-foot boa constrictor can get its own damn food. It doesn't need your help.
Well, it lives in a trailer in Trenton, New Jersey. And the guy who owns the trailer is a grave robber, and he accidentally opened a zombie nexus, he feels like. And I'm not going to spoil the rest of it for you, because I would hate to spoil such fine literature. It's enough for me to listen to it for 6 hours. Yeah. They're only, they're super short books, too. And she is definitely, found her niche market, and she is not going outside of the niche. Sue Grafton died this week, who did the, like, A is for Alibi, and she had her, like, little niche, too, and I guess there won't be a Z, like, her final series. She was in her 70s, which is really sad.
Maybe one of her kids will...
Maybe. I grew up with those books. Like, those were the first real murder mysteries, I guess. Like, cozy... I don't even know that they're cozy murder mysteries. Like, that and the Cat Who books, which I got rid of from my library because Miss McFadden, the librarian before me, had bought, like, all the Cat Who books, which were super cozy mysteries and have not been checked out of my library, I think, ever. Because they were written for adults and cats help solve the mystery.
So this was a book Miss McFadden liked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Enough to buy multiple copies of every single one. So they vamoosed this, like, right before Christmas break. And I have a free to a good home bin, so I don't throw books out when I weed them from my library. They get put in that bin with discard, and kids can take them. Those books are still there. So are the Lee Lamores that I got rid of. So, they're not going anywhere fast. They're not like the hot ticket item in the Horn Lake Middle School Library. When the hot ticket item is if, like, a graphic novel, someone rips a page out of it, that is the hot ticket item. If you find a graphic novel in the discard bin, it is like, they don't care that pages are missing. Yeah. It is
whatever gets them reading, man. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. I totally love graphic novels. I have no idea where I was going with this story. Oh, Jana found
yeah.
So she's written 24 of these books. I hate that you haven't listened. Actually, I think you should. I think
are they just
on my
called
Audible.
The numbers? Like,
well, it's like Takedown 24 or something.
Oh, okay.
They all have the numbers in them, and I think you should listen to a few. I think they're all on my Audible.
Maybe.
I think it's like One for the Money. Is the first one, I think. Anyway, I've put up with them for 24. And she's got some other series that have spin-off characters from this as well. And then I started reading the super expensive books that I talked about last time. So, the $9 Kindle download books. My dad got me the first one from his local library, and I read it, and it was good. So I picked up the second one last night after realizing that Leslie had already purchased the first one.
She never told me the name of the book. She's talked about it.
Yeah, she's purchased the whole other, like, series by this woman. It's Jeff Kennedy.
Yeah.
But she's never, like, purchased the rest of this series.
Yeah.
And the short story collection that I reviewed for the holidays had, like, one of her stories in it, and that's how I got into it.
Yeah.
So
I do like her writing.
Well, you should check out that short story collection because it's got Grace Draven, who I know you like. Yeah. It's got Thea Harrison, who I just adore.
I like her stuff.
And then
she did a bunch of dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then an elf and some other characters, and then it's got this and one other person that I think you like. Anyway, I think you would like this collection.
I'll have to look at it.
So that is what I've been reading. I started a new kids book today, but I got one chapter in, and then we had like 10 people withdraw from my school because it's the time of year where people move.
Yeah.
And withdrawal where they rethink about who their child lives with. So custody arrangements tend to change at the first of the year, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess they can change at any point, but they tend to. When you've been home with your kids for 3 weeks straight,
you're going to live with your dad.
So that was what was happening today. So I didn't get very far. But we have some exciting things going on in the group. Would you like to talk about some things?
Sure, I can if you want.
I would like you to talk.
Okay. So, Laura and I sort of have been doing a non-official self-striping any dyer knit along for the past like 4 or 5 months, just amongst a group of our friends. And we mentioned it, and several people in the group mentioned that they might want to join as well. So we took recommendations on different dyers from you guys.
And we're making it more official.
Yeah, we are. We're setting it up so every month, from the whole list that Laura put together, we're doing five indie
so there's
dyers.
4 indies and 1 commercial.
Yeah. So that
commercial being like Opal or Regia, Trekking,
Knit Picks, that sort of thing. That's relatively inexpensive and easy to get.
Yeah. Patton's Croy.
We tried to include a European dyer or overseas dyer in at least
the majority of them. Yeah.
We couldn't. we know more about U.S. dyers than we do others, but we took all your recommendations.
Yeah, so. And they're on a list. So we've done the first 6 months, and the guidelines are in the group. You don't have to knit socks. You can knit whatever you want. And I started creating a bundle of patterns. It is on the TheKnitGirlls group on Ravelry. I think I've got 200 there, and I made it so everyone can add, because I know, like, I did not get any of Java Pearls up, and she's got some great ones for self-striping. Like, I know there's more people
so
out
it's
there
editable by
yeah,
everybody.
like, anyone can add patterns to it.
I think the guidelines are really simple. You just have to use at least 50 grams.
Yeah.
It can be anything. It doesn't have to be socks.
And it can be multiples. So if you want to knit 18 preemie hats, you can totally count them.
Or 50 hexies or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's for every 50 people that participate, we'll give out a prize.
Yeah, we didn't say that, but yeah, we totally did.
That sounds reasonable. Like, for every 50 people, we'll give out a prize, and we'll decide on the prizes at some point. Laura and I haven't talked about prizes yet.
How about for January, pattern of your choice up to $10?
Okay. That sounds good. So for every 50 people that enter, we'll give out one of those prizes. If we have 200 people, then that means 4 prizes.
Yeah.
And we'll have a thread that's just for posting your FO
no chatter.
pictures.
I haven't created that yet, because it's the second, and I figure y'all have some stuff. If you can hit 50 grams in 2 days, you are doing way better than me. I'm sure there's people out there that can do that.
You can do it if you really have to.
Oh, yeah. But and weaving's allowed, crochet's allowed, knitting.
Whatever.
If you want to sock machine it, totally go for it.
Yeah. I feel like there was one other thing. Oh, you can jump in and out whenever you want. Like, if you have time to do January and then you can't,
or you don't have February's dyers or whatever.
Yeah, you can jump in and out.
For us, this is a way to use up our stash, although we did buy yarn from the Yarn Jar yesterday.
Yeah. But we did only buy from one of the dyers listed. That's probably because we own a lot of it. But
I think we owned all but, like, I think I owned all but 3 dyers that are listed so far. Which is crazy.
I own more than I thought I did, but so that'll be an ongoing thing that we'll do every month.
Yeah.
You have bundle for hand spun patterns.
Oh, so when I was doing this bundle for the self-striping patterns, I got thinking that it might be nice to do a bundle for hand spun, like patterns that work well with hand spun for the group. So if that's something you're interested in, I don't know if other people beside me would be interested in it, and I can bundle my own favorites if no one else is interested in it.
I think that's a cool...
I thought that might be... That bundle feature is relatively new. I think it's been around for around a year and a half, and I want to play with it a little bit more. So I thought handspun would be a fun way of doing that.
Yeah, that does sound fun. What else? I think that's it. We didn't do a book review this week because we knew we'd have a lot to talk about with us being gone.
But we're going to get back into book reviews because we have some great ones to review. We have the new Woolly Wormhead, her Sideways hats, which are super cool, her Elemental hats, that I'm going to have Leslie print out one of the patterns for, because one of those is very high on my knitting list. I don't think I can do digital with that because it's got a lot of charts.
I found it easier to navigate. I mean, I really like the idea of, what's the app one? Where you can juggle between charts? Knit Pro or something?
No, it's,
Oh, I don't have my phone up here. Because I don't know. On my phone. Anyway, that one knitting app is great, but, like, you would have to have your digital device up constantly to pop between them.
And for me, I tend to put knitting, like, in a bag, and it journeys around with me.
And plus, if Laura constantly has a digital device nearby, she isn't knitting.
That's true.
She's on the internet.
Also true.
So, I think that's pretty much it. I am looking forward to school being back so that my child leaves the house. That'll be amazing.
I'm spending 15 minutes every day. We're going to talk about goals, but there is an Instagram thing going on for spend 15 minutes every day. And there's also Three Waters Farm is doing this cool, like, spinner, like, post a picture every day type thing.
Yeah, I got the email that she sent about that, but I'm not on Instagram, and it's an Instagram-based contest.
It is.
So,
I didn't realize it's a contest. It was just something that I thought I would participate in.
They give away prizes or something.
I didn't know that. That's cool. But it's been interesting to meet different spinners, and I made my profile on Instagram public. Because if you're going to do something like that, I think it makes sense to have it public.
Yeah.
And it'll be that way until I get a lot of crazy people following me. Right now I can, like, block them as they come through. So. Yeah. And if I accidentally block you or something, or I don't follow you, just let me know that you're a knitter. A lot of times...
If you don't already have pictures posted that she can tell.
Yeah, a lot of times people who have private accounts, I can't even see, like, what friends you have. Like, if you're following other knitters and you don't... But if in your profile it says you're a knitter, that's also helpful. I think that's about it.
I think so. I don't have any goals to be done by next week or anything like that, but...
We'll be back.
Yep. We appreciate you guys hanging around for this. We are coming up on our 8 years.
Wow.
In April, so it's a really long time.
It's like the age of a third grader.
I keep thinking that can't be right. But that is right.
Yeah. We've been doing it since before Julia was born.
Yeah, we have.
And she is, like, grown now. They went and saw Beauty and the Beast. It was, like, their first musical, I think.
Oh, a musical.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. All right, we're just babbling now. You guys have a lovely week, and we will talk to you again next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.